Helene, very nice to speak to you, and thank you for joining us. Just this week, you've successfully raised some more money, I think, for the development of the Nix capsule, which is Europe's response to the SpaceX Dragon capsule. Tell us what you want to do with Nix and how quickly.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Nix is the capsule you can see in the background here. And indeed, what we want to build, what we are building, is the first European space capsule. So we're going to bring cargo to station around the Earth, around the Moon. The first destination will be the International Space Station. And then hopefully we're going to fly humans.
Hopefully fly humans. And fly humans to, what, the International Space Station? I mean, how quickly is that a real prospect?
So humans, flying humans, it's quite a long endeavor. Typically, if you look at SpaceX, if you look at China, if you look at India, it has taken around about 10 years to build a crew vehicle. And we are starting with cargo because it's easier. It's less time, basically, to certify the vehicle. It's a great way to learn. So to learn fast, to learn at, so to say, lower cost. But we're already planning to fly humans in the sense that we design our vehicle to respect as much as possible the crew requirements that NASA has established. So hopefully in perhaps 11, 12 years, we'll be able to fly crew. And I think that would be very important for Europe, very inspirational also. It is typically something that Europe cannot do as just one country. It's such a big endeavor that it kind of epitomizes what we can do together when we cooperate.
So Helene, good morning. You're going to do the capsule. Who's going to do the rocket?
So a specificity of our company that's actually unique in the world, we are rocket agnostic. Rocket is quite important cost in the equation. So for us, it was very important that we could play the competition. Also, our clients, they are either the American private space stations, but they're also like space agencies. For example, European Space Agency is going to buy our first mission. We've already signed $800 million contract in dollars. And so if we want to serve countries like India, Japan, we are actually compatible with Japanese launcher. We are compatible with India launcher. We're, of course, compatible with American launchers. And we're compatible, of course, with Ariane in Europe, so European rockets.
Kate, this is coming back to you. We have a capsule there that potentially is rocket agnostic and therefore can sit on top of a number of different rockets. Helene mentions what is happening with Ariane. But as you said earlier, we have this slightly fragmented picture across Europe. In the United States, it feels more consolidated. How does Europe pull in the same direction and develop a space industry that is European and kind of has all the various component parts required? Is that something that's possible? Airbus has created an aircraft manufacturing business from lots of different component parts from Europe. Can we do the same thing in space?
We are sort of seeing this already, that companies could potentially be coming together to create a bigger sort of company for space and develop all the capabilities needed for us to get to that point. I mean, as Helene was saying, having an alternative to SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule, that gives Europe a much better competitive edge. So if we could come together, companies bringing their space departments together and putting their heads together and creating those developments, then that would really put us forward. And we have, seen that Airbus could be doing that with some companies, in particular, potentially Thales. There are those reports out there. So that's something that could happen. It's very much on the table at the moment.
Helene, it's Katie in London. I want to bring you back into the conversation here. When we talk about these strides that European space companies like yourself are making, it feels like if we follow the American roadmap on space exploration, so much of it has been federally funded. The idea of having French, German, arguably other countries support these ventures, how important is that? Or is Europe maybe having the advantage where they can skip ahead to getting more of that private investment? How are you thinking about it?
So first, I'm very proud to say that the Series B that we've raised, so 160 million USD, is the biggest Series B ever raised by a startup in Europe. And we have kept the vast majority of our shareholders Europeans. 98% of the shareholders of the exploration company are Europeans. So that's a clear proof that if we come with bold ambitions in Europe, we can find here in Europe the money to actually finance these bold ambitions. Now, space is hard, space is risky, space takes a lot of time to build very complex systems like capsules or rockets. And for this endeavor, I believe it's very important to be supported by governments. It's not something you want to do alone with private investors. And SpaceX has also been heavily supported by NASA. So we are learning from that example. And we've established a company in Germany, in France, in Italy. We've also opened in Houston, Texas, in the US. But like 90% of the people are located in Europe, in these various countries. And we are actually proud to be supported by the European Space Agency. That is to say, by these countries and also other European countries that we are gathering alongside our ambition. As an example, when we started the company, there was no capsule program in Europe, right? Nothing. We'd had 50K in the bank account, that's it. Now we are 3 years after the foundation of the company. Only 3 years, we've raised 215 million euro. We have contributed with the European Space Agency actually to launch a capsule competition that we won. We ranked #1 in this competition. We signed 800 million in contract, and we grew the team from 4 people to a bit more than 200 people now. So we actually proved that it's feasible to have fast-growing companies in Europe. And you were mentioning the example of Airbus. That's exactly what we want to build. We believe if we want to build global leaders with European roots, it's important to bring together these European countries with very bold ambitions. And yes, we are late. It's very clear if I compare the Exploration Company with SpaceX, we are very late. But history has demonstrated that even like Airbus, when we start late, after a technical catch-up, if we come up with bold ideas, disruptive projects, there is a chance actually to catch up. So we want to take this chance, and let's see what is happening.
Well, Helene, you mentioned a crucial piece, which is that fiscal support, that government support is so important to those ambitions that you just laid out. But I'm curious how much of that extends to the Trump administration at a time when it feels like space is now becoming a bigger and bigger part of the defense architecture of not just the United States, but several other players around the world. How are you thinking about maybe future-proofing, Trump-proofing what you've created?
So I think space is becoming, will become also between the link and the excellent relation between Elon Musk and Trump, something which is going to be like core of the American strategy. It's also absolutely core for defense for any country, as you mentioned. Space has become like a critical infrastructure on Earth and for defense. So there is now the need actually to protect space asset in space. Regarding Europe, I hope that actually this huge push towards space that I believe we're going to see in the US, and also the fact that the Trump administration is going to be more like America first, hopefully will be a wake-up call for Europe to have more ambitious projects. And we have money, so I'm not sure it's only a question of money. I think it's a question of shared ambition. If we have shared ambitions, very bold ambitions, then the money will follow and we find the money, because it's not true that there is no money in Europe. But unfortunately, very often we have like nationalistic ambitions, so scattered ambitions, and because of that, we cannot pool our strengths together. And this is what is slowing down. Yeah. So I hope this push that in space that we're going for sure to see in the US will have a catalyst effect in Europe so that we can pool our strengths together and build on something very bold, which is what we need.